Hello everyone, this is Shiv Prem, a legal intern at Lexis and Company and currently pursuing BLLB honors from Central University of South Bihar. In this today's session, I will be dealing with the right to privacy and the benefits of Aadhaar or the Aadhaar card related facts. So let us start with the right to privacy part, and the remaining part that is related to Aadhaar will be dealt in the next video. So, privacy, in the words of Spencer, is the continuous adjustment of internal relations to external relations. Adjustment means that in some way an organism related its inner and overt behavior to the requirements of the surroundings. It does not necessarily mean mechanical or scientific adjustment. It means the adjustments that a human is required to make in order to make his behavior socially acceptable for the society and for others around him. Privacy is an absolute right, yet it has its limitations to the extent that this right does not allow us to mess up someone's personal space. This right is absolute to the extent that the person to whom it is conferred should be able to enjoy the right without any alien interference. Now let us see some sources of the right to privacy. Much of the debate and the discussion in the hearings before the constitutional bench was regarding where in the constitution a right to privacy may be located. In this paper, we analyze the different provisions and tools of interpretation used by the bench to read a right to privacy in part 3rd of the Constitution. So, privacy as a postulate of dignity. Article 21 of the Constitution of India guarantees the right to life and liberty. A judgment draws on the rich body of jurisprudence on Article 21 to clearly articulate this. The preamble. As mentioned by Gautam Bhatia, a constitutional scholar, the common thread that runs through the entire privacy judgment and different opinion is the primacy of the core of the constitutional focus. In this respect, Chandrachud Justice states that the individual lies in the core of the constitutional focus and the ideals of justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity animate the vision of securing a dignified existence to the individual. The judgment refers to Kesavananda Bharati case to emphasize that the preamble is a part of the Constitution. Dignity as a constitutional value is a very important element of the scheme of the protections offered in the Constitution to individuals. Nirman Justice stressed the constitutional foundations of the privacy, the preamble, stating as the dignity of an individual encompasses the right of the individual to develop to the full extent of his potential, and this development can only be if an individual has autonomy over fundamental personal choices and control over dismissal of personal information which may be infringed through an unauthorized use of such information. Now let us see Article 21. Over the scope of the Supreme Court jurisprudence on the right to life and liberty under Article 21, we see repeated allusions to dignity and life beyond animal existence in order to expand the nature and scope of protection under the Article 21. The use of the dignity principle to configure the right to life is the key to the idea of Article 21, going beyond the protection of limbs and facilities. Rather, the right to life included within its scope the right to live with human dignity. While the articulation of a normative framework to apply the concept of dignity has been missing, the courts have over the course of various cases created an inclusive list of understand dignity which includes the ability to express oneself, nutrition, and clothing. Now, let us see the privacy as a subset of personal liberty. Any discussion of the scope of protection offered by Article 21 is incomplete without going back to the position in Gopalan, which that is which is with the exception of opinion of Fazal Ali Justice, noted repeatedly with appreciation in this judgment, held that articles in the Part 3 occupied exclusive jurisdiction. Gopalan also involved a protected discussion on the contents of the rights under Article 21. Amongst the majority itself, the opinion was divided, while Shastri Justice versus Mukherjee Justice took the restrictive view that limiting the protections of bodily restraints and detention. Kanya Justice and Das Justice take broader view for it to include the right to sleep, play, etc. Through R.C. Cooper and Menka, the Supreme Court took steps to reserve the majority opinion in Gopalan, and it was established that the freedoms and rights in the Part 3 could be addressed by more than one provision. The expansion of personal liberty has begun in Kharak Singh. Kharak Singh draws heavily from Mun versus Illinois, which held life to be more than mere animal existence. Curiously, after taking the position of Kharak Singh fails to recognize the fundamental right to privacy under Article 21, the position taken in Kharak Singh was to extrapolate the same method of wide interpretation of personal liberty as was accorded to life. Menka, which involved in the test for enumerated rights within the Part 3, says that the claimed right must be an integral part of the same nature as the named right. It says that the claim must be in real and substance nothing but an instance of the exercise of the named fundamental rights. The clear reading of the privacy into the personal liberty is in the judgment is effectively a correction of the inherent inconsistency in the positions taken by the majority in Kharak Singh. Now let us see international conventions. Right to privacy is an integral part of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and International Convention on Civil and Political Rights 1966. European Convention on Human Rights, Article 8 recognizes the right to respect for private and family life. The UN Charter 1945, Universal Declaration of Human Rights 1948 and the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights 1966 affirm the natural dignity of a man. India is a signatory of all the international conventions which advocates the right to privacy. They are the UN Charter 1945, Universal Declaration of Universal Declaration of Human Rights 1948, and the International Convention of Judicial and Political Rights 1966. Now, let us see why is the right to privacy so important. The right to dignity, which is inherent in individual as a human being, is incomplete without the right to privacy and reputation. The ability to make choices and decisions autonomously in society free of surrounding social pressure, including the right to vote, freedom of religion, all of these depend on the preservation of the private sphere. The right to personal liberty of humans is unsubstantial without adequate protection for the right to privacy. Modern technology. The advent of modern tech tools has made the invention of privacy easier. Also, several national programs and schemes are using computerized data collected from citizens, which is vulnerable to theft and misuse. So, that's all for now. Let us meet in the next session where I will be dealing with the Aadhaar card related facts. Thank you, and please do like and subscribe the channel.